February the 22nd. Today is one of the days when I start at a place where I think, will this get me where I want to end at the embryos at people decision of the Alabama Supreme Court? We'll see. I'm taking the scenic route for sure, but then why would I talk just to repeat what everyone else is saying? As early as 1901, the German psychologist Karl Gross discovered that infants first become aware of themselves as discrete entities independent of the world when they realize that they can cause predictable effects in the world. Let's say they discover that they can move a pencil by randomly moving their arms, and when they realize they can achieve the same effect by moving their arms in the same pattern again. So the movement of a pencil is a predictable effect caused by their own movement. This realization fills the infant with utter joy. They giggle. Gross called this the pleasure of being the cause. The argument now is that this sense of delight in being able to cause things to happen is the foundation for our sense of autonomy, of being an autonomous being. What happens once the sense that our actions can lead to predictable effects in the world is taken from us? Well, our basic sense of being is removed. What follows are stress, anxiety, and depression. The more people feel like nothing they do matters, the worse they treat each other and stress out about what would be in the great scheme of things insignificant details. Does it sound like I'm describing our reality right now? Kind of, right? There's quite a fundamental reason for it. A lack of a picture of the future, while our basic idea of us is always based on having a future. It's only from the perspective of the future, a future different from the now and preferable better, that we have a sense of making sense of our present. We need a goal. We need a reason for being, a raison d'être. To come back to the example of a baby, the infant does not delight so much when it moves the pencil the first time randomly. The delight happens once the infant succeeds in doing it again. Because at some level the infant can see itself in the future succeeding as the result of a plan. It has a vision of a future that's different than the present, but that gives the present a reason to exist. The society we are living in now, however, tells us that the system we got is really the only system we will ever be able to have. It's the best there is. Just work with it. Dreaming up different is really a futile exercise. If any changes can be made, it's only at the margins. Get your delight from swiping left, right, up or down to start a new video or decline a date you would never have considered without the app's suggestion anyway. Like that, the future is now, but really it is not. It is a parallel dimension in the interwebs, or virtual reality, with the reality of becoming real, and yet kind of not. Like the Australian Dreamtime. It existed in the past, but simultaneously exists still and can be entered in dreams. Every moment now it might become the reality that really works. And yet it doesn't. The loss is a loss of a sense of being. And for a certain percentage of the population, the answer is that the future is really the past that has already existed as reality, just that we have fallen out of it. The past, the role of a few who turned their possession of things into power, delights those who still turn their possession of things into power, including the power to place people into positions where they can make decisions for us all. These justices, whether in Alabama or at the US Supreme Court, they now sell their decisions as the reunification of what has always been meant to be the future, with the people prevented from dreaming and creating. In a way, it destroys even more the possibility of dreaming up something radically new by preventing in us the pleasure at being the cows. And she point to stories of old created as their dreams of a future by a few men who are dead now for thousands of years. But stories we want us to still use to create our reality. When I repeat again and again here, the challenge to get to know you and the stories you use to be conscious, it's because it helps you personally. The stress, anxiety and depression I was talking about and lacking the sense of autonomy, it is real. And getting to know you, thinking, can decrease all of the above. But it is also my plea to help all of us to create not just one, but millions of visions for a future we can work on. If we don't do it, others, like these justices, and the people who put them into their position of power will do it for us, and it won't be pretty. So think. Turn thinking into a habit. Make a movement out of thinking. Get creative again about our visions, how the future can be. Radically different or little different, but different. Like, comment, share, and as always, thank you for gifting me with a few minutes of your most precious, your lifetime. Whatever the giving gift to you, for it, you're selling it for too little.